Kenya mama yangu, oh, sitakuacha milele. Akili zangu nguvu zangu, oh, nimeziweka mbele yako.
Today, 20th of October, the year 2018, Kenya is celebrating what we have for many years celebrated as Kenyatta Day. Now, Mashujaa Day.
Ewe Kenya mama yangu, oh, sitakuacha milele.
And ready to and experienced enough to take over the actual administration of government yet?
Yes, they are, certainly.
Do you expect that they will do that, or do you want British civil servants to stay and help?
Oh, we want the help. We want the friends. Those who can work under an African government. We want them. But what we don't want is masters.
According to the new constitutional dispensation, in the new edition of the book, Walking Kenyatta Struggles, My Story, Duncan Ndegwa, EGH-CBS, former governor of Central Bank, has included a few excerpts which should arouse in our hearts memories of Mashujaa Kenyatta and other heroes. Here we go. As we reflect on our heroes, let us spare a moment to consider what Jomo Kenyatta, the founding father of our nation, and the ultimate hero of our nationhood, stood for. As I have noted in my memoirs, the British had not seen anything yet, for land was only one component of the moral high ground for Kenyatta. The key component was unity, closely followed by leadership and loyalty or total dedication. As early as 1939, the phrase, "Kamuingi koyaga ndiri, many hands make light work," was a mantra of the more enlightened among the KCA generation, who had come to the conclusion alongside the faraway Kenyatta that Rureri must join with the rest of the territory now called Kenya in pressing for their freedom and human dignity. There is a significant body of undocumented history that came to pass following the scramble for Africa, right in our backyard. This scramble, otherwise euphemistically but misleadingly referred to as Partition of Africa, took place between 1881 and 1914, following which our colonizers from the West distorted our heritage, identities, community boundaries, and history. This they achieved by systematically misrepresenting or concealing facts. I quote from US scholar Dr. Marimba Ann masterpiece, Urugu. In our European ideology, the cultural other is like the land, territory, or space into which Europeans expand themselves. The cultural other is there for Europeans to define and make over. That is why they can describe their discovery, because according to their worldview, it is their role to impart definition to the world. People of other cultural traditions and persuasions are part of the world to be defined. It is a European world. It is Europeans who define manness in terms of their own self-image. To go on, here is the discrepancy between who qualifies to be a true hero or heroine in the African sense, as opposed to how Western thought has socialized us to view as hero, heroine, or heroism. Time to call the most relevant attributes of heroism has come, and with the Kenya 2010 Constitution setting out aside this day as Mashujaa Day, this is our long-awaited opportunity to fulfill this solemn duty. To foreground the spirit of heroism that nourishes nationalism, Kenyatta picked his top officers upon ascending to power carefully and ensured that their profile represented the face of Kenya. As one of those officers, I am living testimony of the mindset that governed Kenyatta's rule and the extent to which the greatness of Kenyans and Kenya as a country were at the core of his work. In chapter 1, I told the story of my first encounter and subsequent early collaboration with Kenyatta, and I invited the reader to walk with me right before, into, and after Kenya's independence. The intervening pages have proven to be quite a walk. In closing this second edition of my memoirs, let us take a look ahead at the foreseeable future, its tremendous opportunities and enormous challenges. Allow me to reprise one of my favorite songs, which celebrates the coming of enlightenment in modern Kenya. Bariki Kehea, when the castor seeds were in the fire. Diare mugewa kumenya, I was not wise enough to know the art. Ne Kenyatta wanyonirie, it was Kenyatta who showed me. Ikaranga gona rugeo, that they are roasted on a pan. Oh, bariki ikehea. Kenyatta had all the attributes of great leadership, including vision, wisdom, and charisma. A personal power that appealed to millions, inspiring them to go the extra mile at the personal level in order to serve the communities and the nation. A leader of Kenyatta's stature and visionary leadership occurs only once in long intervals. However, the need for such a leader, on the other hand, occurs much more frequently. Kenya has rarely been in so much need of visionary leadership than it is now. The Kenyatta spirit and calling was reflected in the cause chosen and pursued by such icons as Acheng Oneko, Muiga Chokwe, Oginga Odinga, Dedath Kimathi, ex-Chief Koinange, Bildad Kagia, Jesse Kariuki, and Fred Kubai.
Ni fahari yetu, undugu ndio nguvu, chuki na ukabila hatutaki hata kamwe. Lazima tuungane, tuijenge nchi yetu, pasiwe hata moja anayetenganisha, anaishi na tumaini